depends upon our comprehending capacities, because students are of many types. The students of the top ranking colleges or the good institutions, or those students who come from English medium, naturally they will read the paragraph once. It may happen that they may have to read it twice, but in two readings, this category of students, those who hail from good colleges and English medium students, they are in a position to write something of their own in passive form after one or two readings. But when we take up other students, those who are coming from Gujarati medium students, Gujarati medium colleges, or those who are not well versed in English, naturally they have to go through the passage twice, thrice, 4 times, and as I have told you that it may take even 4 times or 5 times until they understand it fully. Now after going through it thrice or 4 times, naturally the stage comes that we know about the content and the main features of this paragraph. Now the second stage comes. So in second stage there are 2 methods. One, we keep on referring to the original passage which is given to us, and we try to make one sentence out of the given 3 sentences, because some students, those who are not well versed in English language, they find it difficult to form précis. So this technique they can use, and this technique is that generally they can read 3 lines. Now once they have gone through the whole passage, they have understood. But now what can they do? I am talking for the first category of students, those who do not come from English medium students and those who are not well versed. So how should they go? Naturally the given length should be about 1/3. So what they can do, that they can read or they can go through 3 sentences, and these 3 sentences, what do they convey, and they can summarize the thing in 1 sentence. So this would be easy for them. Now first 3 sentences would be reduced in 1 sentence. Again they can go to 3 sentences, next 3 sentences, again they can conclude, and so on and so forth. So if this passage has nearly 15 sentences, naturally they will have an idea and they will express themselves in 5 to 6 sentences. So this method is for those students, those who are not well versed. But this is not the proper method, because then we have to catch the content, the real content of this passage, and it may happen that in first 3 sentences we find nothing of importance. So the best method is to comprehend the given passage in our mind, and then for the second category of students, those who have command over English but they are not of very creative mind, now what they can do, that they taking the help of a few words from that passage, a few sentences, a few phrases, they can frame sentences of their own, and then they can complete the précis of this given passage or paragraph, and thus it will be of second category, because there will be nothing new, but it will be different from the first category of students. Now we again have a third category of students who have a sharp mind and who can comprehend very easily, and they want to do something different. So taking the guidelines from the passage, they can form sentences of their own. Now they do not need any kind of support. They know the content which is to be expressed, and that is all they aim at, and for that they just have these words and phrases in their mind, and taking the help of these words and these phrases and these sentences, but not actually using it in their own précis, they move ahead, and then of course they make a précis which is naturally the best précis of these three categories. So this is the highest, and of course this is the best method of writing a précis. But as I told you earlier, that in our colleges of Gujarat we have got different kinds of students, those who come from different places, different mediums, different boards, and therefore it depends upon the concerned lecturer in that college which method to use for this précis writing process. Now we again come back to this point that we have read much. Now we give it this task as teachers, we give this task to our students that make a précis of it, and we have given them rules and the process as I have told you. So three processes I have told you. These three processes, number one, I just repeat, that framing one sentence of the three sentences for the first category, taking the help of a few words and phrases, and then framing sentences of our own for the second category, and lastly keeping these words and phrases in our mind and then framing sentences of our own, and just making a précis of the highest category. So since the colleges and the students, they are not same, so the role of teacher becomes very prominent in that class, and how to proceed as a teacher in that class. Now suppose we are lecturer in a small college of Gujarati medium. So naturally there, when the student goes through this passage, so he will not understand many words of this passage. So naturally we have to make him understand all these words, because until and unless he understands these words, he cannot comprehend the whole passage, and he is not in a position to appreciate the meaning of that passage. So naturally a teacher has to become a facilitator in that classroom, and whatever précis he expects from the students, he cannot expect them to write a précis at once, but becoming a facilitator in a class, he goes up to the mind of the students, he asks them to read the passage first, and then he asks them that if you do not know the meaning of any of the words in this passage, please don't hesitate to open your mind, because till this is done, they are not in a position to write anything of their own. Now naturally the given group of the students, some of the students, they will ask the words, the meaning of the words from the teacher, and then it becomes the duty of the teacher to explain that word, to give the meaning of that word both in English and of course in mother tongue also, because the words are such that they have to enter our mind so that they can make an image. For example, this word is in English, so until and unless we tell its meaning, we don't tell its meaning in Gujarati, naturally that student, he won't be in a position to understand the real meaning of that word. So even English to English will not work also. So many times we have to tell him in Gujarati also, because this unit covers comprehension and understanding. So to make him understand, we have to take the help of the mother tongue. Now when our teacher is teaching in Hindi medium, he has to tell the meaning in Hindi, and if he is teaching in some other medium or some other state, naturally he has to take the help of mother tongue. Now once the student is very clear about the meaning of these constituent words and the whole thing enters into his mind, then he feels confident. And this confidence is very essential for Pressy writing, because without this confidence, it's not easy to write Pressy. And for this reason, Pressy is kept at the last. So once you have mastered all the things, starting from grammar, vocabulary, and you know everything now, and you are supposed to become perfect, then this Pressy writing comes. But we cannot take it for granted that this unit is given, so all the students, they know how to write fluently. Of course, in their background they have got different semesters in which they have read different kinds of English rules. Now here the hindrance is that of vocabulary, because vocabulary comes by reading and practicing, and naturally nobody is a master in vocabulary. So the more you read, the more words you come across, and the more open your mind becomes. But this is not the real stage in our colleges. Our students, they read only up to limit, and for this they face many kind of problems in English. So we have to become a facilitator in class. Once we tell them the meanings of the words, then we move on to sentences. Now here comes the second stage problem, because the words they may know, but the real meaning of sentence they are not able to appreciate. So a teacher, he should read the paragraph thoroughly, and if any student has got any problem in any sentence, he should again clear that. So now everything has entered in the mind of the student. He knows the words and he knows the sentences. Now starts the work of writing. So naturally, student, when he starts writing, he will hesitate. So again, a teacher has to build up their confidence. He has to pay attention to all students, particularly, and he should go to each student individually to notice what he or she is writing. Now, if that class is that of first category I told you, then he should adopt this method of writing one sentence for the first 3 sentences. Now by this technique, this is expected that the students at least will write something, because assuming them to be perfect, if we jump onto the conclusion that why they are not writing précis exactly as I demand them to write, so this will not work, because the level of the teacher and the level of the student, it is quite different. So a teacher has to come to the level of the students, and he should help them, and he should adopt this method, and in his mind he should have this, he should decide the category of the student, because in that jumbled classroom there are students of 3 categories, coming from English medium, coming from good background, coming from poor background. So in any college, I'm talking of any college, so all are not same. And this précis writing, précis writing, this main feature is that the things are not same for all, because one student, he would write in a different manner, his neighbor will express the same thing in a different style. So all these students, they will write differently. So learning this process and having this process in mind, a teacher, without losing temper in the class, he should visit all the students individually and should observe their movements clearly, what they are writing, how their mind is working, what things they are paying attention, what things they are leaving, and noticing all these features, he should guide the students individually. Now when this task is over and all the students have come out with their the précis, respective précis, now a teacher in the classroom, what he can do? He can write a standard précis for them.